Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new and you've never seen a video of mine before. My name is Melissa, and yeah, as you guys can see from the title of today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys all the books that I want to read before the end of 2022 happens. My Goodreads goal for 2022 was to read 50 books. However, I'm only at 28 currently. I have 22 more books to read to complete my Goodreads goal this year. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys the 22 books that I want to finish by the end of this year. And this list is big. However, before we get into today's video, I do want to thank today's sponsor of the video, Book of the Month. I want to thank Book of the Month for sponsoring with me on today's video. You guys know I love Book of the Month. I literally rave about them far too much, but it's okay because if you guys aren't aware, Book of the Month is now sending their books to both US and Canada. So if you live in Canada and you haven't signed up for Book of the Month yet, seriously go sign up for Book of the Month because it's amazing, and the deals that they have this month, by far the best deals I've ever seen on Book of the Month. Book of the Month is running a very special deal in the month of December. When you sign up with the code WONDER, you get your first book for $5. $5. That is a steal. And when I am telling you it's a steal, I'm telling you it's a steal because Book of the Month's books are they're brand new hardcover books. Where are you gonna find a brand new hardcover book for $5 ever again? Nowhere. I'll answer it for you. Nowhere. If you're new to Book of the Month and you don't know how it works, let me explain really quickly how it works, and then I will show you guys the books that I was sent this month. Basically, how Book of the Month works is you sign up for Book of the Month, and each month you get a selection of 5 to 7 books, and you get to pick any one or more if you want. They do have a price add-on if you want more, but you are guaranteed one pick out of the 5 to 7 books every single month, which is amazing. One of the best things about Book of the Month that I absolutely love is, say you don't like any of the picks for that month and you want to skip that month altogether, you can skip it and Book of the Month won't charge you for that month. Their books are picked from their team. Early releases, new authors, you name it, they've got it. It's seriously such an amazing way to open your taste of books and support authors you may have never known about. With that being said, let's look at the books that Book of the Month sent me this month. Maybe you guys want them, maybe you don't, maybe you can pick from another one, but I'm gonna show you the ones that I got. In the box that they sent me, I got Kiss Her Once for Me, which is a Christmas book. Oh, I am so excited about this. I'm probably gonna have to fit this into my TBR for for December because I have not read a Christmas related book, and I feel like I need to read a Christmas related book, so I think I might read this month. I also love the cover of this. It's seriously so freaking cute. The next book that they sent me is All the Dangerous Things. This cover looks so freaking cool, and I'm pretty sure this is a murder mystery if I'm correct. But yeah, those are the 2 books that Book of the Month sent me for this month. I am so excited to read them. Book of the Month has honestly sent me some amazing books that I've read and I have just absolutely been in love with. So I seriously recommend you guys sign up for Book of the Month. And like I said, in the month of December, they're running a seriously special deal where if you sign up and you use the code WONDER, you get your first book for just $5. Anyways, thank you to Book of the Month for sponsoring today's video, but let's get on with today's video because we have 22 books to get through and that's gonna take me forever because I talk far too much. So alright, so the first book that I want to finish and read for the rest of this year is Truly Devious. I am literally like just over halfway through Truly Devious. I've been reading this book since September, and the only reason that it has taken me so long to finish is because school has been a pain in the ass lately and I have not been able to read unless it's been for a class. The book is actually so interesting so far. Like, I seriously love the concept of it. It's giving me a Good Girl's Guide to Murder vibes, and I can honestly confidently say that this book is definitely going to be like a 4-star read at least from what I've read. So if you are a fan of the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series, I truly recommend reading the Truly Devious series. I think there's 4 books in the series, but I'm only reading this one right now. and I seriously love it so much. So if you guys are a fan of that book series, try this one out. You'll probably like it just as equally. If you guys follow me on Instagram, which if you don't, you should go follow me right here, because I give a lot of book updates, you know, as it's happening. So if you guys want to know the books that I'm reading in present time, go over to my Instagram. I update you guys so much on there, or go follow me on my Goodreads. All the information will be down in the description box below, like all my social medias, all that kind of stuff. You can find it down there. So the next book I want to read is actually a book I have to read for my English class, but I've heard really good things about it, so I'm really hoping that I'll like it. But I'm not a classics person, and all the books that we've read in my English class have been classics, so I don't know. But anyways, I want to read The Bell Jar. Like I said, I'm not a classics reader. I don't enjoy reading classics. I don't know why, I just don't. But I'm hoping that I like this one because I've heard amazing things about The Bell Jar. Like, it's one of those classic books that like is popular, you know what I mean? So I don't know, I'm really hoping I like it. I'm honestly gonna be very disappointed if I don't. The third book that I want to read is also for my English class. Again, a classic, but I've heard really good things about it. So I'm hoping I like this one too, but who fucking knows? Lucy by Jamaica Kincaid. Basically, all the books that we read for my English class are all centered around women. Also, a lot of the time, women who are mixed race, black women, you know, just diversity all in general, which is really nice to read about. Again, I'm really hoping I like this. I'm kind of gonna be disappointed if I don't, because I've heard such good things about Lucy and about The Bell Jar. The next book that I want to read is also a book I need to finish. I started this back in like August, and then I never finished it and I put it down. Unmasked: My Life Solving America's Cold Cases by Paul Holes. He is a private investigator. This is Mr. Paul Holes right here. It would be an honor to interview him for my podcast. Don't shamelessly self-plug myself, why we can't have nice things on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. I really badly want to finish that book. Like I said, I started it in August and I read it a little bit in September, but I gave it a little bit of a break because it is one of those books where it's true. All of it is true, so a lot of it is very difficult to digest sometimes, and especially because it is true crime. A lot of the time, it is kind of hard for me to read true crime books while in class, because if you guys don't know, I'm majoring in criminal justice, so I'm already hearing about all that stuff on a daily basis. So when I'm like, you know, leisure reading, sometimes I don't want to read about that and I want to do something light and fluffy, so sometimes I will put those books on like the back burner. That one unfortunately got put on the back burner for now, but I want to finish it before the end of this year, so I'm definitely going to. It's a very small book too, like it's not long at all. It just comes down to me sitting my ass down and cranking it all out, which is probably what's gonna happen over winter break. So anyways, moving on to the next book. The next book I want to read, my roommate Tariana got me for my birthday. She got me I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. She's been wanting to read this one. I've been wanting to read this one, so she got it for my birthday, and I can't wait to read this. I've heard amazing things about this, and I also just think it would be really interesting. Like, as a kid, I grew up, you know, watching iCarly, watching Sam and Cat, being a Nickelodeon Disney kid, you know what I mean? So it's gonna be very interesting to me to see what I saw as a kid, but then also get the full information of it now as an adult and as she's ready to tell her story. So I'm very excited to read this. I'm very excited to talk about it with my roommate, because after I finish it, I'm giving it to Tariana and then we're gonna discuss it. So love that I'm getting like everyone in my life into reading. The next book I want to read is My Policeman, and I solely really just want to read this so I can watch the movie, but I have this thing where if I have the time to read the book before I watch the movie, I will. So I'm gonna read the book before I watch the movie, and then I'm gonna watch the movie after I read it and, you know, compare and contrast. Maybe make a video on it if that is something that you guys are interested in, like me doing a reading vlog to My Policeman, and then like another video comparing and contrasting my review on the book versus the movie. Let me know. We'll definitely do that if that's something you guys are interested in. I've heard amazing things about this. I remember seeing Steph Bros read this and I was like, I want that. She raved about it. I want it. Need to read it. That's why. Moving on to the next book, I want to read As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson. This is the last book in the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. I haven't finished the series, which I know I recommended Truly Devious to you guys if you read. Luna, get down. Get down. No. Down. Don't make me get the spray bottle. Yeah. Get your butt down. Luna's been so bad lately. She has been misbehaving lately, and I have no clue why. She gets food, she gets water, her litter box is cleaned, I play with her, I give her lovin's. She doesn't cuddle with me, she won't. I don't know what your problem is. What is your problem? As I was saying, I want to finish the Good Girls Guide to Murder series because I haven't finished it yet. I've been waiting to, just because this book is a little thick and I want to be able to give it my full undivided attention to see if I can, you know, figure out what the fuck is going on before I figure it out, or like before they like show me. I really want to finish the series. I want to give a full review on the series. I want to be able to confidently say that I would 10 out of 10 recommend the Good Girls Guide to Murder series. I mean, I know I don't need to read it to know that because I loved the first 2 books, and the third book has to be just as good, right? The next book I want to read The Butcher and the Wren by Elena. I never know how to say her last name, and I'm not even gonna say it because I'm gonna butcher it. But she is one of the co-hosts of the Morbid True Crime podcast. You guys ask all the time what my favorite like true crime podcasts are. Crime Junkies, Morbid, My Favorite Murder, Serial Killers, Park Predators, The Deck, and there's probably more, but this is one of my favorite podcasts to listen to, Morbid. And one of the co-hosts came out with a book recently, and I haven't had the opportunity to read it, even though it's really short. So I'm putting it on my list to read before the end of the year happens, hopefully. I'm really hoping I can get to all 22 of these books. I think I can, but I think for the month of December, it's literally gonna be reading and doing schoolwork. That's literally all I'm gonna be doing, which is okay with me. Murder mystery thriller, you guys know I love my murder mystery thrillers. Actually, now that I realize it, there are like, is this not a murder mystery? I'm pretty sure this is a murder mystery. Like, all of these are murder mysteries. Like, am I okay? Anyways, moving on to the next book. This book actually isn't a murder mystery one, and I'm actually very excited about this one because there's a movie coming out for it in 2023. Yes, bitches. I want to read The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. The kickoff of me being obsessed to books was in middle school. I read before middle school, but I never had like an obsession with reading. I struggled with reading. I actually could not read very well at all when I was a little kid, but in middle school is when I really started reading. And I read all of the Hunger Games series. I read the Divergent series. I read The Fault in Our Stars, the Maze Runner series, of course, James Patterson, the Maximum Ride series, you know, the classics. Finding out that they had a 4th book, a prequel to the games, all like information backing it up before, you know, Katniss and Peeta were ever a thing. This one is in the POV of President Snow, and I am just so excited to get back into the whole Hunger Games like mindset. I have a feeling when I read this, I'm gonna be transported back into my middle school self, which is very scary in a sense because I hated middle school and I would rather forget middle school, but middle school was the time for reading. Like, it was all of the dystopian era novels, and dystopian is probably one of my favorite genres ever. It's not like it was before. Like, Hunger Games, Maze Runner, Divergent, that's where it was at. I don't think anything dystopian will ever be able to top it. If you guys have dystopian recommendations that are kind of like that, let me know. I'm more than willing to read it and open my mind to it, but I haven't found a book that has given me as much joy as those ones have. So I'm very excited to read this, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and then I get to watch the movie in 2023, which is so exciting. Another Hunger Games movie. But anyways, next book. The next book I want to read is The Hand on the Wall by Maureen Johnson. This is the 2nd book in the Truly Devious series, and then I also have the 3rd book, The Vanishing Star. I think there's like 4 or 5 books in the series. The next 2 books are also in the same series that I haven't finished yet. I have this habit of starting multiple series and then never finishing them. I need to stop doing that. The next 2 books that I want to read is The Dare and The Play by Elle Kennedy. These are in the Briar U hockey series, which is the spin-off series of Off Campus. So these are the last 2 books in the Briar U series. I also still need to read Legacies by Elle Kennedy, which is the 5th book in the Off Campus series. The next book I want to read is All the Good People Here by Ashley Flowers. I don't have the actual physical book with me. It's on my Kindle, so I'm really excited to read that one. That one is also one of the co-hosts from Crime Junkies, actually the main host right now because Britt is not doing it currently. I'm honestly loving that all these podcast people, like all my favorite true crime people, are coming out with books of their own because, I don't know, I feel like they can get really creative with it, so I'm excited to read that. The next book I want to read is It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover. I got this book when it first came out. I actually got it when I got it when I was in the airport going to Nashville. I saw it in there and I haven't been able to find it anywhere, and I found it in the freaking airport, so I bought it. I'm very excited to hear where Lily and Atlas's love story goes from here. I'm interested to see how Colleen plays Ryle into this, because I absolutely despise his abusive ass character. And I'm also interested to see the baby and, you know, how that develops. The next book I want to read is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I've been meaning to read this one since like summer, but again, just haven't gotten to it. I need to read it because I don't want to go into 2023 without reading it and still being left out over 2 years. So I need to read it. It's getting put high on my list. The next book I want to read, I tried to go along with like a little bit of a winter theme. I know I wanted to read one kind of winter related book. I don't really know if this is even winter related, but I wanted to read from Lukov with Love. One of the main characters in here is like a figure skater, and for some reason I just associate figure skating with winter time, so this is hopefully going to be related to that. I don't know, I'm very excited to read this one. I've heard really good things about it. It is massive. The next book I want to read is The Secret History. We read this book for a book club that I'm in at school. I haven't been able to go to this book club though because they meet on Thursday nights and I have a class on Thursday night. So I'm hoping that next semester's schedule won't interfere with this book club anymore, so that I can actually start showing up and talking to the people in this group. I also think we read American Psycho, which I bought that recently. The next book that I want to read King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo. Again, another universe series that I started but never finished, and this one is about Nikolai's experience in Grishaverse. So I'm very excited because I love Six of Crows and I really liked the Shadow and Bone series. It was definitely, I would say the Shadow and Bone series was more of young adult. Six of Crows is marketed as young adult, but I feel like you have to be a little more mature to comprehend the concepts and some of the material that happens in the book. I don't know, I feel like you need to be a little more mature to resonate with Six of Crows, in my opinion. I need to read King of Scars and then Rule of Wolves. I think that's the second one in this series. The next book I want to read is Tell Me Lies. This one is also a series that's coming on TV, so I really want to read it and then obviously watch the series. But I don't know, this just, it sounds so interesting, and I've seen like everybody on Bookstagram talk about this and read it, and I've literally been seeing it everywhere on my social media feed, and I want to know what it's about. The next book I want to read is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. Fun fact, this was the first book that I purchased after getting back into reading over quarantine, I believe it was. I just haven't picked it up and I haven't read it, and this is literally the first book that I purchased getting back into reading after not reading consistently for so many years. So I'm gonna finally read it and cross it off my list. Full circle moment. There's also, I think, a second and a third book coming out with this. I think the second book has already come out and the third book is in the process of coming out. Very excited about reading this series. Also another series that I hope I don't pick up and then not finish. I love Leigh Bardugo. I'm interested in reading other works of Leigh Bardugo that don't involve Grishaverse, so I'm very excited. I like the way that Leigh Bardugo writes. And the last book that I want to read for this year is gonna be The Cheat Sheet. I got this a little bit ago. I think I got this over the summer and I just haven't had the time to read it, but I feel like the perfect way to end off the 22 reading year is just with a cute little easy to digest romance book. That is what I'm gonna be reading for the rest of 2022. I am obviously gonna be giving you guys a 2023 TBR, a rough TBR. Obviously it's due to change as I buy books and as new releases come out and whatnot, but that is all the books that I want to read for 2022. Anyways, that is all for this video, so I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Please be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment down below the rest of the books that you want to read for 2022 or the books that you are trying to read by the end of this year. Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear, and also maybe even get some recommendations from it. So, but yeah, I love you guys all so much, and I'll see you guys on my next video.
I used to take myself out on dates, open my own damn doors, pay for everything on my plate. Sometimes I'd even get the steak, cause I got it like that. Always had my own bag, never needed no man to rely on. Got 2 good shoulders to cry.